Hello, all. Welcome. And today we are going to learn on elevator pitch and how to convey a value in seconds. Imagine stepping into an elevator and you are finding yourself next to a potential leader, a senior leader in your organization, someone who can significantly impact your career and business. Suddenly, they turn towards you and ask you, "Hi, what do you do?" How would you respond? In that moment, you have mere seconds to respond. Are you going to stumble through your words, appearing unprepared or unenthusiastic? Or will you confidently deliver a compelling pitch that not only introduces yourself, but also your value that would leave your senior management eager to connect with you further? That is the power of a well crafted elevator pitch. Today, we'll talk more about elevator pitch. How did it come into existence? Some real life examples, benefits for corporate professionals, and various frameworks and models which will help you in crafting your perfect elevator pitch. And not just that, how can you tailor your elevator pitch for different professional settings? And more importantly, how do you measure success of your elevator pitch? All of that in the next few minutes. Now, what is an elevator pitch? Elevator pitch is a concise yet engaging summary of who you are and what you offer. All of it designed to be delivered in few minutes or seconds. Actually, the time that it takes for an elevator ride, typically anywhere from 15 seconds to 2 minutes. And that is what is an elevator pitch. In today's fast paced business environment, having a succinct and enthusiastic response ready is very critical. The ability to clearly communicate your value proposition through how you can open the doors and create opportunities for yourself is how elevator pitch is going to help you. Now let's take a look back and see how elevator pitch has come in picture. Let's look at the story of Philip Crosby. He used elevator pitch at ITT, International Telephone and Telegraphs Company. Philip Crosby, a quality management pioneer and an author, has demonstrated the transformative power of an elevator pitch during his time as a director of quality at ITT, International Telephone and Telegraph Company. And this story will tell us how and well crafted and a timely pitch can drive a huge organizational change. So, what really happened was that Crosby was a quality analyst when he started, and he was deeply committed to improving quality management practices at ITT. However, like many of the professionals, he was advocating for change, but he faced with a challenge of getting his ideas in front of the decision makers. Recognizing his limited opportunities to directly contact the executives of the organization, Crosby came with a brilliant idea. He devised a strategy to make the most out of a brief encounter with his company CEO. That in the elevator. So, what Crosby did was he carefully crafted a concise speech that outlined the changes he believed was necessary to enhance ITT's quality processes. What he did was he carefully crafted his pitch. He highlighted the problem that the organization's current approach to quality had, present a clear and actionable solution, emphasize the benefits of adopting his recommendations, and then he also understood the time would be limited. So, what Crosby did was he rehearsed his pitch to ensure that he was able to impactfully communicate within the duration of the elevator ride. So these are the four things that he did. Now let's talk about execution. What Crosby did was he strategically positioned himself near the elevators at IIT headquarters, waiting for that opportunity to meet the CEO. When the CEO entered the elevator, Crosby also joined him and seized the moment. So it was a short ride, right, in the elevator. What Crosby did was he delivered his pitch with precision and confidence. He communicated his ideas clearly, emphasizing their relevance to the company's goal and how they could drive measurable improvements in quality. And what was the outcome? By the time they reached the CEO's destination floor, Crosby has piqued the interest of the CEO. And CEO could very well recognize the value of Crosby's insight and asked him to present his ideas in a detailed manner in a meeting with all general managers. And this was a pivotal moment, not only validating Crosby's approach, but also showcased how an elevator pitch can actually lead to significant opportunities for influence and change. Now, what are the lessons that we can drive from Crosby's elevator pitch? Number one, preparation is the key. We did look at how Crosby meticulously planned his speech, crafted the delivery, ensuring it was concise, relevant, and impactful, and even fit the duration of the ride. So that is number one. Preparation is key. Number two is seizing opportunities. He understood that the moments with senior leaders are very rare, and he made sure he was ready when the opportunity presented. Third lessons learned is clarity and confidence. His ability to articulate his ideas clearly and confident left a strong impression on the CEO, wherein he asked, "Can you prepare a detailed slides for the general managers?" And the fourth one is action oriented messaging. By focusing on actionable solutions and tangible benefits, Crosby inspired immediate follow up action. And what legacy this particular story has created? Crosby's story has become one of the foundational examples of how elevator pitches can be used effectively in corporate environments. His experience highlights that even during the brief interactions that you can have with your senior management, your business clients, it could be any significant individual, can actually lead to meaningful conversations and significant outcomes. Today, this story serves as an inspiration for various professionals across industries, across country, looking to make that impact through concise and compelling communication. Now let's deep dive in a bit more and look at what are those key elements of effective elevator pitches. Number one, conciseness. Because the pitch should be brief enough to deliver within the elevator ride, which could be roughly between 30 to 60 seconds. These days, we have elevators which operate very fast. So all we have is between 30 seconds to 60 seconds. And that is where conciseness comes into picture. Second, specificity. Include relevant details tailored to audiences' needs or pain points. Imagine your senior leader's pain point and craft your elevator pitch accordingly. Specificity is very important. The third topic is about unique value proposition. Clearly articulate what sets you and your work apart. And that's your UVP. The fourth one is engagement hook. Use statistics, questions, or anecdotes to capture the attention. It's important to engage the person you're talking to. And the fifth one is call to action. End with a suggestion for follow up or further discussion. And that is a major success to the elevator pitch that you're delivering. Now, before we deep dive into the frameworks and models, what has worked for people, let's look at what are the benefits for corporate professionals, because we would like to understand how, as corporate professionals, we would be able to use elevator pitch better for us. I'd like to introduce benefit number one, which is personal branding. Above everything that an elevator pitch can do, first thing that stands as a benefit is a personal branding. The first benefit is all about enhancement of your personal brand in your organization. An elevator pitch is more than just a brief introduction. It is an opportunity to craft and convey your UVP, unique value proposition. By articulating your skills, your experiences, your aspirations, you can present a very clear and compelling image of who you are and what you stand professionally. And this goes a very long way in establishing your personal brand within your organization. And a strong personal brand, let us remember that it makes you memorable and can lead to recognition and opportunities that can help your career effectively. Now, let's deep dive into benefit number two, which is about networking opportunities. We all know that our net worth is very important, and that's how elevator comes in picture. In today's interconnected business world, building a strong professional network is crucial. And a well crafted elevator pitch serves as an excellent conversation starter. Be it you are in a networking event, you are in industry conferences, or an informal gathering. It could be any place where you're meeting new people. And being prepared with your pitch allows you to introduce yourself confidently and effectively. And this would help you make a memorable impression, which will open doors for potential collaborations, partnerships, job offers, promotions. Networking is not just about creating that relationship, it is about the way you can articulate your value and spark those powerful connections. Let's move on to the third benefit, which is building relationships in the corporate environment. Now, let's talk about building relationships. A clear and a confident elevator pitch serves as an essential tool for establishing trust with colleagues, clients, or even investors if you're looking at your business opportunities. When you present yourself professionally, it showcases your confidence, your dedication to the role, and your preparedness. Additionally, if you look at elevator pitch, it's no more a one sided monologue. They could be evolved into conversational tools that initiate dialogue. And this interactive approach can foster authentic connections and create opportunities for yourself. So, the fourth point that I would like to drive is career advancement, which is very important for corporate professionals. Elevator pitch also plays a significant role in your career advancement. In many cases, having a solid pitch can help you seize unexpected opportunities that come your way. Imagine being in an elevator with a senior executive who asks about your role. In that very moment, your ability to communicate your achievements, your future goals concisely can actually help you lead a valuable conversation about your promotions, the new projects that you would like to take, or even mentoring opportunities with the senior folks. When decision makers can quickly understand your worth, your aspirations, they're more likely to consider you within the organization for the growth, isn't it? Now let's look at certain real life examples. Some examples like the successful elevator pitch, which was done by Philip Crosby. It'll help us understand how important is elevator pitch going to be. I'd like to take a look at Airbnb's pitch. If you look at Airbnb, before they became the global phenomena, Its in founders used a very simple yet effective pitch to explain their idea to the investors. Pretty concise and having a unique value proposition. That's what we will see. So their pitch goes like this. We are a website where people can rent out their spare rooms to make extra money, and travelers can book these rooms for cheaper, more authentic experience than hotels. Now, this is a pretty straightforward pitch, isn't it? What did it highlight? It highlighted the problem of expensive hotels. And they also offered a solution of affordable room rentals. And did you see that authentic experience? And that is their unique value proposition. Authentic experiences. This was a beautifully crafted elevator pitch. And what really happened? It helped Airbnb help them get the early funding. Now let's look at the second example, Dropbox. Dropbox elevator pitch. Drew Houston, Dropbox's founder, used an elevator pitch, again very simple yet compelling. Their pitch goes like this. Imagine having all your files accessible from anywhere and easily shareable with others. That's Dropbox. And look at it. This is a concise explanation helped Dropbox really attract users and investors, which helped them solve one common pain point, file accessibility. Another one that I wanted to talk about is Tom's shoe pitch. If you know Blake Myoxy, he is a person who brought that social entrepreneurship. And he had an emotional resonance coming in through his elevator pitch to attract investors and supporters. His pitch was with every pair of shoe you purchase, Tom's will give a new pair of shoes to a child in need. One for one. This is a very simple elevator pitch and had a lot of emotional resonance. And this particular pitch helped Tom's gain a widespread recognition and support for the social entrepreneurship model that Blake was addressing. And the same goes for Grammarly as well. Grammarly introduced the AI tool, and their pitch was like, we can make AI communication assistant that suggests improvements as you type. Unlike other AI writing tools, Grammarly gives you advice on style and tone. You see how clear the introduction was and what was this unique value proposition that they had brought in. They differentiated Grammarly from the competitors by enhancing its unique feature by saying that it's not just helping you with spelling and grammar, but gives you advice on style and tone. And that became a very popular pitch for Grammarly. Now we learned about what is elevator pitch, how it has helped Philip Crosby to become from a quality technician to the director of quality in ITT. We also looked at various benefits as a corporate professional if we use the elevator pitch in a right manner, how we can enhance a career. We also looked at various real life examples, how various organizations has used elevator pitch in an effective manner. Now, how do we use for our own selves? Let's introduce the framework and models for crafting an elevator pitch. Crafting an elevator pitch requires a very structured approach to ensure that it is concise, it has to have a very good engagement, and it solves a problem and creates an impact. So these are the elements that we will have to think before we start crafting our elevator pitch. Below are certain frameworks that we will see where we can look at how these frameworks and models could be used at various situations in our own corporate career. The first one that is a very famous framework that is used across by sales professionals and it works absolutely wonders for the elevator pitch. Number one is AIDA framework. AIDA stands for attention, interest, desire, and action. The AIDA model is a very classic framework used in marketing earlier. It works effectively for elevator pitch when you are guiding those listener through a logical progression of your idea. Now, I would like to set a context and then we move forward, understanding how do we use it. Let's say you're a corporate professional seeking to present a value efficiency initiative to a senior leader in your organization, and imagine you're meeting your senior executive in the elevator pitch. Now, how do you go about it and get that initiative for yourself? AIDA, the first one is attention. Now, start capturing the attention of your senior leader with a compelling statistics or a question or an anecdote about efficiency and its benefit. Now, how do you go about talking about it? Good morning. Did you know that organizations that prioritize operational efficiency can reduce costs by up to 30%? This is how you get the attention, by giving a compelling statistics. The second topic is interest. Create interest by sharing your findings and a successful example from your work that showcases your expertise. And you can go about saying, as a leader of this department, I've chosen to take a closer look at the internal processes, and I have identified several key areas where we can streamline operations. And you can give about numbers. We could save 20% of operational cost just in about a last quarter. And the next topic is desire. Build desire by painting a beautiful picture of positive outcomes and the improvements that you can bring about. Imagine if we could expand this initiative across departments. We will be able to align on operational efficiency and create a savings of bottom line on the service delivery. And this could drive a long term success for our organization. And that is creating that desire for your senior executive. The final one is the most important one, which is action. AIDA. A stands for action. You should always conclude with a very clear call to action. And that's what we want, isn't it? Inviting the senior leader to engage in further conversations or collaboration for this initiative. I'd love to discuss how we can take this lead on value efficiency initiative further and work closely to create a value efficiency initiative in our organization. Would you like to explore this further? Close it with a question. So then the answer would be, how do we take it further? And if you look at AIDA, this pitch structures effectively and communicates the value proposition that you can be creating for the leader, for the organization, and you will be taken pretty seriously. Now, I would like to introduce the second framework that also works wonder. Problem, solution, impact. Think of it as PSI. And this particular model focuses on specific problems, presenting a specific solution, and emphasizing the impact that you can be creating. Let's take the same context of you meeting a senior executive in the lift, and you'd be liking to present your value efficiency idea. What is the problem? You have to identify a specific pain point that is relevant to your organization or your leader and its goal. You can go about talking about the problem as we strive to enhance our operational efficiency. One significant challenge we face is that we have redundant workflows and processes across departments. And this will lead to wasted resources and delays in project delivery. And there you are, presenting a pretty compelling problem. Now, the next one is solution. Present a very clear and actionable solution. How can you tell this? To address this issue, I propose implementing a unified project management system that aligns all the systems and streamlines our processes. And that's the solution that you will be offering. The final point, very important, is the impact that your idea or you could be creating. Highlight it, highlight all the anticipated and measurable results and benefits that can come out of the pitch that you're making. And it can go like this. By adopting this system, we can expect a reduce in project turnaround times by up to 30%, and we can improve the overall productivity by 20%. And that's a pretty compelling impact that you can be presenting. And nobody would ever say no, is it, right? Because you're saying 30%, you're saying 20%. That's compelling. And this PSI, problem solution impact structure, will effectively help you communicate the issues and the proposed solutions and the positive impact that you can be making to the organization and the senior leader. Now, the third framework that we will talk about is the STAR framework. Most of us would have heard about the STAR framework. It is used in multiple places. It can as well be used in the elevator pitch. STAR stands for situation, task, action, and result. The STAR method is often used in interviews, but in here we are going to look at how effectively we are going to use in elevator pitches. Now, let's take the context of the same. You're meeting the senior executive and you are presenting the value efficiency initiative that you want to drive across the organization. Now, what's the situation? Briefly describe the context or challenge in the organization. And for this instance, you can go about telling, hey, when I joined the department, I noticed that our teams were facing significant challenges in disorganized workflows, redundant system processes, which negatively impacts the project timelines. And then go about the second topic, which is a task. Outline the goal that can help you improve the operational efficiency. It can go like this. To address this, I've aimed to create a more streamlined approach that would enhance collaboration and improve overall efficiency across departments in our organization. And the next topic is action. Explain the steps that you will take to create the result. I took the initiative to implement the comprehensive workflow management solution in my department. It successfully helped us bring all the tasks together and remove that redundancy out, further increasing the value efficiency. Now, you have explained the task and you have also, first, you have explained the situation and you have told what task that you have outlined and then the action that you have taken. Now, what's coming next is result, isn't it? Because results is where the actual problem solution is lying. Now you have to share measurable outcomes about the task that you have undertaken. Now let's talk about the result. As a result of this effort, we have experienced 25% reduction in project completion and 20% increase in team productivity. Yet again, you're using the numbers to very clearly tell how it is important for the organization and your leader. And this particular structure will help you clearly communicate the background and your proactive approach and the results that you have achieved by the action that you have taken. So that is your STAR framework: situation, the task that you have undertaken, the actions that you have outlined, and the result that you have got. Now, the next step is to explain this very clearly to your management and tell them that this can be done further for the organization. And this particular framework will help the senior executive understand that you've already set things in motion and bring that trust in your competencies and skills. The next framework that you can use is problem agitation solution framework. In short, call it PAS framework. And this particular model is particularly effective for emotionally engaging pitches. If you want to emotionally engage in a pitch, then this is your go-to framework. PAS framework, problem agitation, and solution. Same context, let's look at the first topic, which is P for problem. Identify a specific issue that impacts a bigger pain point of your organization. In this case, it is your overall efficiency. Now, you can start your pitch by saying one of the major challenges we face in our organization is a frequent misalignment between the departments during project execution, thereby leading to redundant efforts and unnecessary delays in the project. You see how you posted the problem and told how emotional the problem is, unnecessary delays, duplicated efforts, delay in project execution. These are going to capture the attention of your leaders. The second letter A in PAS is agitation. Emphasize the frustration and consequences of not addressing this problem. And this is where you create an emotional connection with your leader. This misalignment not only frustrates team members who feel that their hard work is undermined, but it also burdens the project timelines. As a result, we risk missing the deadlines. We can ultimately lead to dissatisfied clients and even lost the revenue. You see that agitation that creates that emotional connection to the problem. And then comes yes, PAS, S for solution. Now present your proposal as an effective answer to all the problems that you have mentioned and agitation across the clients, across people in your teams and the project missing. It can go like this. To tackle this issue, I propose implementing a synchronized project management system that integrates the team efforts, a shared platform, and this can overall help us save resources and be on time with our project. Now, what all agitation points that you mentioned? You now have to mention one solution that will help us solve all the problems that you have mentioned earlier. This is PAS framework for us: problem, agitation, and solution. And this particular approach engages audiences very emotionally by clearly defining the problems, its consequences, and the solution, thereby making your elevator pitch more compelling for people. Now, the fifth framework that I'd like to introduce you to is who are you, what do you do, and why does it matter? Model. Sounds impressive, right? It's a very simple structure and it is ideal for personal branding and networking pitches. And this is something that you will have to take a closer look when you want to do a personal brand there. Like the example that we saw, no? In the elevator, your senior executive just turns at you and says, "Hey, what you do?" And that's when you can use this particular framework. Who are you? What do you do? And why it matters. Now, the first topic is who are you? Introduce yourself and the role by clearly giving a context of your position and experience. Hi, I'm Kavina, a project manager with over 6 years of experience in leading cross functional teams at the very same organization. So, you talk about how many years of you first talk about your name, the role that you're playing, how many years of experience, and what do you do? Now, the second point that comes in picture is what exactly do you do? Highlight your expertise, and here is where you'll bring your unique value proposition. So it can go around. I focus on optimizing operational workflows, significantly improving our project delivery time. Why does it matter? The final question. Because end of the day, no matter what we do, why we are there, there's always an answer to why does it matter. If you're someone who thinks, why does it matter? I don't know, why do I matter in an organization? Please understand one thing. If the organization doesn't need you or doesn't understand why you are there in an organization, you wouldn't be there. If you are there in an organization, it means You matter. All you have to do is to understand why you matter in an organization. Explain the benefits of your work, improve client satisfaction, revenue growth, project completion, this particular product that I'm working on. It could be anything. And do invite for a further discussion with your leader. You can go about telling that I'm working on this value efficiency initiative by streamlining our processes. I've helped teams reduce project completion times by 30% and improve the team productivity by 20%. I'd love to discuss how I can lead such an initiative to further enhance efficiency across departments and for the organization. And there you have it. You've told why your role is important, and you've also called in for a action. I can do this for the entire organization. I'd love to discuss this with you. This particular format, what do you do? Who are you? What do you do? And why does it matter? This particular format helps you effectively communicate your credentials, the value that you bring, and your contributions, and aligning with your organization goals will make you and the other person understand why you matter, making your pitch therefore more relevant and engaging your senior leader. Now, I would like to give you a very simple framework. Fill in the blanks template. And when you're wondering what I'll have to prepare, just fill in the blanks and you're ready to go. It's a customizable framework and simplifies the way you can be crafting your elevator pitch. The template goes like, hi, I'm dash and I do dash. I have a specific achievement of dash and my goal is to dash. Can we connect to explore dash on an opportunity, right? You can just fill in the blanks and you're good to go as to how you would like to present in a very simple manner, yet compelling manner. Now let's look at, now we've learned about a lot of frameworks, right? We talked about PAS, PSI, STAR, AIDA, who are you, what do you do, why it matters. And we also did that fill in the template framework. Now, it's essential for us to understand how do you want to tailor your elevator pitch to various professional settings. We do have a lot of events that come in our way where we can use elevator pitch in an essential manner, maximizing the impact, right? The first of it is the networking event to build your connections and to establish your rapport. Now, what is that framework that you'll be using? It is who am I? What do I do? And what's the impact that I make? That's a very beautiful framework to be using. And then you start conversing with the other person because when it is networking, it's not just about elevator pitch that you will prepare and share, but it should be used in a dialogue format. And that will pique the interest of the other person and thereby flowing the conversation for potential relationships that you can be building. The second one where you can be using is job interviews. How you demonstrate a super fit for the role and the company culture. Align your pitch with the job description and the company value that you're applying to. Further, by emphasizing the achievement, skills, and the problems that you can solve, right? So that's something that you can use for your job interviews. Let's say we looked at various examples of Tom's Shoes. You also looked at Grammarly and Airbnb. If you're going to a client meeting, how do you showcase your services and products? That was beautiful examples, isn't it? So start by addressing the client's pain points directly and then the solution that you would be providing. And that will help you not just in your client meetings, but also in your business pitches to your investors. And next comes your job fairs. So more like a networking event plus the job interviews that you'd be applying for. Stand out from other candidates and spark interest from the recruiters. Talk about your skills, your accomplishments, the problems you have solved. Why does it matter? So these are certain examples how you as corporate professionals can be using the way you will introduce yourself in elevator pitch. In short, I'd like to tell that elevator pitch can be that super powerful tool. If you learn it right and apply it in a meaningful manner, can absolutely change the way people will start looking at you. You can go about, start applying various frameworks, start preparing those, and practicing it is super critical. Practice in a way that when the moment strikes right, you will be super flawless in delivering the elevator pitch. And importantly, understand that there are various instances that it can be used. And it's important for you to understand which particular framework that you should be using to maximize the impact and create the branding for yourself. I wish you all success in the further elevator pitch, and we too can make wonders with the right kind of elevator pitch and making it the most meaningful in the manner that you would be applying.